This probably isn't the smartest thing to climb up the edge of a mountain with this much rock and this many places to slip and fall by myself. Like one little movement and I'm in big trouble, so I got to be careful. Going up it's been easy. Going down it, just looking down it, it's like, wow, this is going to be a pain in the ass, but I think I can do it. I've climbed enough mountains in my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all over the world, welcome to the Toad Moto Show.
Y'all ready for this?
Hey, what's up guys? This is Toad Moto with another motovlog. Right now I am just on the outskirts of Elberta, Utah, which is on the very southwest side of Utah Lake. I am on a journey today to Topaz Mountain to go find me some topaz and hopefully, if I get lucky, a little bit of Red Beryl, which from what I understand is 1,000 times more expensive than a diamond. I think I have about, I don't know, maybe my GPS will say about an hour left of my drive. I've been to Topaz Mountain one time, but it's been a long time ago. It was when I was in the Boy Scouts growing up. I was probably about 14 or 15. And when I was there, my scout leaders, being the smart guys that they were, they brought a potato cannon. For whatever reason, we started shooting said potato cannon at each other. And we found this little like overhang or this kind of like cliff looking thing. Oh, that'd be a cool place for a picture right there with my bike, wouldn't it? Should I do it? Yeah, that looks cool. Let's do it. Alright, so this little Sinclair gas station looking thing, I suppose it was a general store back in the day. This is in Alberta, Utah. Yeah, that looks cool. Let's get a picture for my Instagram now. The light's not all that great, but that's still cool. So yeah, like I said, this is Alberta, Utah. I'm right outside an old ghost town that's called Dividends, Utah, and another very small mining town that is called Eureka, Utah. I'm gonna get my GPS back on and we'll get out. We'll skedaddle out of here. Ugh. I'm gonna stop really quick. I got a back brace that I got on for my back, obviously, and it kind of came off right there. Let me see if I can tighten the strap on it. If you're not tightening your strap-ons, then why have your strap-ons on? So I haven't been down in Eureka, this old little mining town, in a long time as well. Last time I was down here, I didn't actually go to Eureka. I went to some old mines that they have. They have these like open-faced mines that drop down into the earth that looks like they're pits that go down all the way to hell. In fact, like maybe less than a year ago, there was this 16 or 17-year-old boy, and he was with his girlfriend. He's from another part of Utah that's called Tooele. And they were visiting someone down here in this area. And I think the gal that they were over at their house was like in her 30s. And her boyfriend was insane, like crazy guy. Like he told her that she couldn't have anyone over at the house. So these two kids, they drive down there not knowing that this boyfriend was that crazy. And they went down with this lady and they started smoking some pot. And afterwards, I guess the boyfriend showed up and he got pissed. He took them out to one of these open-faced mines and he slit their throats and pushed their bodies down into the pits. So there was this big missing case for a couple of weeks where they were looking for them. There were some weird things to the story, and they found their car, I want to say, over by Vernon Reservoir by Cherry Creek. And I think they were thinking at first that, or speculating that it was one of their stepdads that did it. But anyways, the girlfriend finally confessed, said that, hey, I didn't know he was going to do this. He told me he's going to kill me if I say anything. He killed him, but she told the police that he killed him, and then they, either him or herself, took him to the open-faced mine. And when he threw him down, I think that they landed on a ledge about 100 feet down, or they could have fallen a lot further down. But they found their bodies, but that's kind of a creepy story. That just happened not more than a year and a half ago. Pretty sad. So if you're into rock hounding, or finding rare and precious stones, gemstones, minerals, Utah, from what I understand, they say is like the capital of the world at rock hounding. Right around in this area, there's a few good spots to go look for some minerals. That old ghost town that I mentioned earlier, Dividends, that's up here in the mountains somewhere. I've never been there. I don't think that there's a lot of old structures that are left, but there's a good rock hounding site that's up there I would like to go to sometime. National Historic Tintic Mining District, 5 miles. It says I'm an hour and 37 minutes away from my destination. Now, one thing, I really hope that there's a gas station between here and where I'm going, or I could be in trouble. I know that there's a gas station in Delta, Utah, but I'm not sure how far away that is from where I'm going, and I would rather not have to backtrack on my way back when I fuel up. We are going to the desert, my friends. For whatever reason, I've always been naturally gravitated to the desert. I used to go to the desert with my old man growing up, and we'd go shoot rabbits, or go shooting, go exploring, and I think it gets stuck with me, but I love going out in the desert of Utah. One time, slow down on this little switchback right here going to 30 miles an hour. The cool thing on a motorcycle is you can take turns at a lot faster rate of speed than you can in a car. Or at least that's what I feel like. You can control your bike a lot better. You don't get as much inertia. Slow down on this guy. This one looks a little bit bigger. Passing lane. Un mille. Oh, that'd be a cool little trail to ride on down there. There's this show on Netflix about these two cowboys that go around to old little mining towns and ghost towns, and they're pickers, I guess, and they try to buy like old Western artifacts, but they came to Eureka in one of the episodes. It's on Netflix. I forget what the show's called. It's called like Western Gold. Some generic reality TV name. I think the one where they went to Eureka, there is this old place that has like a well inside of the building. The guy went down in it and found like some old whiskey bottles, a couple of things that he haggled off of the owner of the store. It was kind of cool. I liked it. I liked it a lot. We are going to look for a gas station and fuel up. In fact, look what I found right here. I found one. It was $3.50 here. It's expensive. Let's get the Wells Fargo out of Durango. Alright, let's see how cool this little town looks like. Let's see if it has a little saloon, a pub, maybe a restaurant or two. It might be too small for that, man. It's a really small town, Eureka, Utah is. I bet it's a population of less than 1,000. A cool little town though, right up in the valley of these two little old desert mountains. Hot dog shakes, no longer in business, so there is not much here, not much at all. It'd be interesting to live in a small town like this, to just kind of to experience the dynamics of living in such a small place, like knowing who pretty much all your neighbors are, and that consists of the whole town. I bet there's a lot of people that just help each other out, man. But it's like a big family. So you got your little gas and groceries motel right here. I think that this is where that store was on that show, is on this road. This looks a little bit familiar. So you got your mining museum, that's cool. The city hall, that's older than Toby's 10 sisters' granddad. Eureka Lodge, Tintic Hills Motor Clothes. Motor Clothes Emporium, I wonder what that is. Porter's Place, there's one of those in Lehigh. Cool, man. So I have 83 miles to go to get to my destination. Old mining thing right there. Man, I would hate to be a miner. One, I'm claustrophobic. Two, what a terrible life. You pay the pennies to go down into a dark hole that any chance you could die a miserable death and be a Tommy knocker. So I just recently found out what a Tommy knocker is. If you've ever heard of Stephen King, he wrote a book about Tommy knockers, and there was also a crappy movie that they put out about it. But a Tommy knocker is essentially, from what I understand, a miner that gets stuck in a mine, and when they're knocking to let people know, hey, we're still alive, come and get us out of this mine. That's what a Tommy knocker is. I would not like to be a Tommy knocker. To Willett or to Delta. We're gonna head towards Delta. Another old little mining town. I think that's a ghost town too. I'm gonna put Joe Rogan Experience back on. Topaz Mountain, my friends. Oh, this is a slippery road right here. 5 miles on this guy. It's pretty barren out here. I don't know where it's taking me. I think I went the wrong way.